Hello everyone, welcome to Elliott Wave Forecast.com YouTube channel. This is Henry and today is Friday, September 17, and the time is around midnight GMT here. And today we're going to be looking at the chart of silver, right? This is a 60 minutes chart here. We can see we got a sell-off, okay, today, and we can see from the chart we ended with 4. This is an intermediate degree here. At the 24.87. Since then, we are in the process of completing with 5 to the downside. So we have the subdivision here 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and then another 1, 2, 3. So we should still be seeing a few more lows here to finish this with 5. And then once we complete this with 5, that with 5 could be just 1 of 5, right? The possibility is either ending 1 of 5 or it could be your entire with 5 as well. But we still do not have a completed 5 ways down yet from here. So we so far only have 3 ways down so far. We should still see a few more lows, at least in the shorter cycle, at least to have a completed 5 ways down from here. So once we have a completed 5 ways down, again the option is going to be that 5 ways down is only ending 1 of 5, or that 5 ways down also can also complete the entire wave 5, right? But if we just look at the shorter cycle, then we're looking for more downside. Now, in the very near term, right, even though we are calling wave 4 completed, well, of course, it is possible we can get more upside first before turning down again. It is possible we got something like this, for example, an ABC before turning down again, right? So this is not meant to say this is absolutely perfect, right? Before 20, it's not gonna break 22.92 at all and just gonna go down. That's not the way you interpret the charts. The way you interpret the charts is this 5 ways down is in progress right now, and as long as we don't break anywhere near 24.87, or even this one is actually also important here. This one and this one, right? Not this one obviously, but at least this one and this one. As long as we don't go anywhere near there or break above it, then I think we should be looking for the downside still in silver. Okay, now zooming out to get an idea where we are in silver, right? If I look at the daily chart, now I'm gonna put this with 4 on the daily chart here, right here, right? So again, let's try to reverse engineer the count. So if this is with 4, that means this has to be with 3 here. If this is your with 3, then it has to be your with 2 is somewhere here, right? And then your with 1 has to be here. So we're looking at a 5 ways down that started from February the 1st, right? This is during that so-called silver squeeze, where you got a spike, a 10% spike on the Sunday night. I still remember that. Then after that, we just completely reverse, right? Now, so we're looking for a 5 ways down when we are pretty close to break below that previous low here. Now, of course, to be confirmed that this is really gonna go down, it really needs to break below with 3 here. Otherwise, of course, we can be double bottom and reverse, but I think the chance is probably low that we're gonna be double bottoming here and reverse on the upside from here. So looking for the downside, like what we are showing here, as long as we don't go anywhere near the invalidation level, or even this one, 23.9. Okay. Now, so we're looking for 5 ways down here, and this was the major low back in 2020, of course, as you know, the COVID-19 low, right? It spikes down to $12, and then from there rally very quickly all the way to $30, right? Now, so how do we make sense of this, right? Now, we can have two possibilities here. Now, first, if you try to draw some kind of a channel, there could be some sort of like a wedge, possible wedge here, in which that means this wedge here suggests that it is possible, for example, that we just have a marginal low touching the lower end of this wedge and then finishing the 5 ways and starts the bigger correction. At least a 3 ways at least a 3 ways reaction higher, if not going to new high, then 3 ways reaction higher, right? So and then you might say, well, how can we have a new high if this is a 5 ways down. As always, a 5 ways down doesn't automatically mean you will have another 5 ways down. Now, if you are beginners in Elliott Wave, that's what you always think, right? You're always being thought that if you have a 5 ways up or 5 ways down, that is the trend, therefore you will have another 5 ways up or another 5 ways down, right? But that's not the way, right? That is not the way. You need to always consider the possibility that a 5 waves is part of a wave C of a flat, expanded flat. So in this case, we could, for example, there are two possibilities here. So after we finish 5 ways down from here, right? Let's say we complete a 5 ways down from February 1st. It's this 5 ways down can be either, let's say, depending on whether you're bullish or bearish, first of all. Now, I don't believe, personally, that silver will break below $11 again, right? I don't believe silver is going to go to 0. So that's why I don't think it is going to break below this again. So that means if that's the case, then I have to label this as not a new impulsive structure like a wave 1 of something, but this has to be wave A if I'm bullish against this. And then you're going to get three-ways reaction higher B, and you're going to get another leg lower C, and going out like this. That's one possibility, right? Another possibility will be something like, is it possible that we just, after we finish the 5 waves, we break higher? That we break higher? And the answer is yes, because you can label this as an impulse all the way to August 10, and then from here you can, because you have a marginal high above here, you can call it A, B, and then C as a expanded or as a running flat, right? Now, depending whether this is going to break below here or not, that will determine whether this is expanded or running flat. Running flat doesn't break below the end of A. If expanded flat, it breaks below the end of this so-called wave A, right? So if it is a flat from here, then yes, we can actually finish the 5 ways and it continues to rally to the upside to new high. If it is a typical ABC from this peak, then we will just have a 3-ways rally, and then we can go down again afterwards, right? And then we can go down again afterwards. So that's the option we got. Now, what about, is there any other alternate? Well, there's actually one more that I can think about, but I think it's less likely. I think the other alternate that I can think about is the idea you can label this as a W, and I don't like this alternate that much, and the reason is because the connector will be very shallow. If I label it like this, I can label this as an ABC, right? I can label this as an ABCW, and this is my connector. Now, what I don't like about this down here is this is very shallow as a correction of this cycle, right? So it looks to be still within the same cycle from the peak instead of a new connector or a new cycle. That's why I don't like this one. Now, but if this is the one that takes place, then we can actually go down rather quickly. We can go to the 100% of the WXY here. So the path is going to be something like this: 5 ways down, 3 ways up, 5 ways down, and this is going to be your support area in case this is a WXY. But like I said, I think this is the less likely scenario, I think, and the more likely scenario is going to be a 5 ways down. But in the 5 ways down scenario, shorter cycle, we are looking for the downside. Now this one looks pretty, I think it might definitely start to break above the peak, so I think that's okay to have a little bit more rally to be away for. That doesn't really change anything. Something like this I think is more possible at this point in time, so we could be looking for the downside as long as we don't break above this or this one. But this is really in the key level 2487. Again, looking at the daily right now, seems to me it is less likely to be some sort of double bottom and then reverse again to the upside. Okay, so that's the update here for today, and as always, if you do want to get regular updates on silver or anything else, Forex, commodities, feel free to check our member area. We have 14 days free trial. Now, for those that keep requesting certain instrument, we tune the chart of the day in random basis and rotational, right? So because this is free and we have membership service. So if you want to see specific instrument, then you can check out our member area. Okay. So thanks, and I'll see you all again next week. Have a nice day, everyone.